Hey guys, I'm Tutorial Phil. Welcome back to my channel. This is a more detailed video on my first item from Faure Le Page. I picked it up during my Paris haul from fall 2018 in October. And I'll link the video in this description if you haven't seen that haul yet. This item comes in a dust bag. The receipt's in the back where I'll briefly show you. And then it comes with the information card too, which talks about the brand. So it comes with a couple of cards talking about the brand's heritage. It was founded in 1717 during the reign of Louis XV. And they started out as a gun manufacturer, and then they, I think more recently, started to transition into leather goods. And of course, I don't think they actually manufacture guns anymore. In the Paris store, in the flagship on Rue Cambon, which is where I got this one at 21 Rue Cambon, which is, I think, is right next to Chanel. They had a little display case with some of their artifacts that were used by French royalty. So one of the cards just talks about the brand in both English and French, and then the other one talks about the care instructions. So there's some advice you can follow about how you handle the canvas and the leather, which is pretty standard with other items. So this is the Calibre 22 Gun Pochette. It's in the classic color. It's the black with gray and yellow. And you can see it has Faure Le Page there. And then this one says Paris 1717. I don't remember, but I think all of them have this in the same exact place. So they cut the canvas in the same way. And it does have a leather flap. The leather reminds me a lot of Tryon leather. And here it says Armé pour séduire, which means armed for seduction. And that's part of their tagline. These three are snap buttons, which allow you to open the pochette. And then you just have one pocket. And then here, that's the brand's name, Faure Le Page, Paris 1717. The interesting thing with this one that I didn't expect is that it's padded. Not exactly sure why they did that, but it is padded. It does mean it doesn't fit as much as it probably could. It also means it probably protects the canvas a little bit better, because if you have any sharp or pointed objects inside, it won't make a mark on the canvas as easily. And it comes with a D-ring as well as a strap. So it comes with a leather strap, and it has their signature yellow on it as well. And the metal hardware also has the initials. It's going to be a little hard to see here, but it's the FLP initials right there. And then this one just attaches to the D-ring like that. The strap is kind of long for a wristlet. And you can actually use the strap as a shoulder strap, which does make this look more like a gun holster. I think a lot of people use this as a bag charm too. And it comes in 3 different sizes. This, I believe, is the largest one because I saw 2 small ones. The smallest one, I think it does open, but honestly, you really can't fit anything in it, and it's really more of a bag charm. The medium one, you can fit some stuff in it. And then this largest one, you could actually fit some credit cards in here. And I'll show you too later in this video what I can fit inside, and I'll briefly also show you what it looks like worn. And you can double up the strap and put it through the clasps as well if you want a shorter strap for you to use more of a clutch or wristlet. The shape is definitely very unique, and it's signature to their brand. And of course, it's meant to look like a gun holder. The receipt comes in an envelope like this. So I'm just showing you the bottom half of the receipt, which doesn't have my personal information on it. That's the item, the Pochette Calibre 22. I think that might be the color code. And this one is 320 euros. And it's the typical 20% tax on it, which is already included in the 320. So this just breaks down the tax you're paying and the cost before tax. And it's just saying I used my credit card for this one. So I'm going to show you briefly what fits inside, and before I do, I'll just give you the measurements. Initially, I thought the name Calibre 22 meant that that's the size, 22 centimeters, but I couldn't find any area that was 22 centimeters, so I think that actually has to do with the size of the gun. that this maybe could hold. So on top, the width is about 19 centimeters, so not exactly 22, but actually as I'm measuring this right now, if I were to make a straight line from top to bottom, it's almost 22 centimeters. So maybe that's what it means if you measure it from top down, because it is slanted on the side. But if you hold it like this one, if you hold it like this and you measure from this tip to this tip, I think it is just about 22. So that might be how they're getting the number. So if I line this tip to the end of the bag, you can see that if I pull this up a little bit, you can see that that's just about 22 centimeters right at the edge right here. And 20 centimeters would be about like 8.5 inches. But then on the top, it's only around 7.25 inches. The height here is 6 inches or 16 centimeters. For what it fits, I'm pretty much gonna put in the items that I would normally wear out, but it'd be usually in my pocket. So I have my Louis Vuitton card holder, and it does kind of fit inside, but you can't really close the flap without starting to bend the canvas and the leather. And that's because my card is pretty full, my card holder. If I remove all the middle compartments, so now it has 3 credit cards or 3 cards in there, I can put it in, and now you can see it actually goes all the way in. So it's flush with the top, and then I can snap it closed. And it doesn't really warp the leather that much, but you can see the top has flattened out a little bit because it's trying to expand. And after you put this in there, you can't really fit anything else. So it's kind of like one thing at a time. My keys will definitely fit inside, and I think that could be how I use it. So you could put your keys in here and then throw this into a bag so that it doesn't scratch the interior of your bag. And then you can definitely snap it closed. And since the keys are further down, it doesn't pull on the top flap as much. And when it's full, it does look more like you could be packing heat. So it works pretty well as a key holder. And if you're not going to carry a card wallet, there is space to put, and in case you're wondering, it will not fit most phones, especially these days. This is an iPhone 10, and there's no way you can put it in the pouch to make it fit. So diagonally would be your best bet, but it's not going to close. So if you're fine with it not closing, but you just want to kind of put it in like that, that's okay. But when you carry it, it's probably going to slide out, or it could as you're walking. So I don't recommend this as a phone holder, unfortunately. There isn't a position where an iPhone 10 or even the iPhone 7 or 8 is going to fit in here, and you're going to be able to close the top flap. And then something I show in my other videos, like I usually like to carry mints. It's kind of bulky, but it will fit like that, and then you can probably still fit some cards and bills, but I'm not going to be able to fit my full set of keys in here with that. This is my Chanel egg, which I still use off and on. It does fit inside, but you can see it is a bit bulky. However, you can still close it. You can still close all of the buttons like that with the Chanel egg in there if you just want some moisturizer. So before I go to the final part of the video, which is the try-on, I wanted to compare this with the Goyard pattern because it is kind of similar in the way that they have 3 colors. So in the background is my Goyard briefcase, and you can tell that the pattern almost blends in. They are different colors, but each of these, I believe, are the most classic colors. This is the classic black with the brown, tan, and white in this kind of chevron pattern. And then this one is the black base with the light gray, dark gray, and then the yellow. But you can see how the pattern kind of repeats on itself, which is very similar. It's unlike the LV monogram. And then it also has the name of it in parts of it, just like how Goyard has it. The texture though, so the Goyard one is much more shinier. I think they put a top coating that makes it shinier and it's more textured, whereas this one is much smoother and the textures is much more consistent, whereas this one feels a bit more scratchy and irregular. This one's a lot more consistent and it's not as shiny. So you can see here, it's like a semi-gloss, whereas the Goyard, you can see with the light here how glossy it is. And then next, I'm just gonna briefly show you what this is look like with it carried on. And actually, I can also, just for fun, I can show you what it looks like if I were to put this on the Goyard bag or the Goyard briefcase. So if I was to hang this off the briefcase, it's kind of a cool effect actually. You can see here I'm hanging it off the briefcase. I've doubled up the loop so that it doesn't hang below it. So it's kind of a cool effect and you can wear it with larger bags like this, or you can get the smaller sizes of this. I do think it looks good hanged off of bags, and that's something they recommend too. When the sales associate helped me, she was explaining how people use it. So it could be a clutch or wristlet, it can even kind of be a shoulder sling bag, and you can use it as a bag charm like this. One more thing is, Faure Le Page, it's kind of hard to get because they don't have many boutiques in the world. I had to find it out in their Facebook page that it lists only 4 worldwide locations. 2 of them are in Paris and the other 2 are in Japan. To my knowledge, there are no stores in the US, so it's hard to get US pricing for it, but based on other luxury goods, it's probably going to be around, for this item, it's probably going to be around $450 USD. And that's my video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos and check me out on Instagram for the latest updates and exclusive contents. I'll post more pictures of this as well, and when I do wear it out, I'll definitely take some pictures of that. And I hope to see you in my next video.